So as a result of this hypervigilance and this protectiveness, you tense up your muscles more, you immobilize, so you reduce the amount of movement that you have. And as a result of this, your inflammation levels will increase. Hello and welcome back. Now, just before we get started, if you're watching this on the Total Somatics YouTube channel, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and press the notification bell. So whenever I release an episode, you find out very quickly. Also, if you haven't seen my TED Talk, if you go to YouTube and you put in the search bar TEDx Heidi Hadley, you'll be able to see my talk on the subject of pandiculation. But let us consider today, and pandiculation will come into it a little bit today as well. So what I want us to consider is how we're going to connect the dots between nervous system dysregulation and chronic pain. Now, have you tried every pill, every stretch, maybe different types of massage to try and relieve your pain, but it hasn't disappeared, it's still there? Can I just get you to consider today that maybe the missing link is something to do with your nervous system? What I want us to do is consider the pain-stress feedback loop. Really important to consider here. So stress heightens your pain sensitivity because your brain perceives everything as being at a greater threat, as it were. So what happens is pain then triggers more stress because it feels really uncomfortable and you're very worried about the situation. As a result of that stress will then tense up your muscles further, and that keeps your pain alive. And so your brain and body is constantly in conversation with each other. Your brain believes that you're unsafe and that you need to stay hypervigilant and protective. So as a result of this hypervigilance and this protectiveness, you tense up your muscles more, you immobilize, so you reduce the amount of movement that you have. And as a result of this, your inflammation levels will increase. And what's this doing? It's making our pain feel worse. So when you're in this sympathetic system, this sympathetic state, and remember I mentioned in the last episode, that's that go, 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 that fight or flight, to escape. It means that we stay switched on. So your body is in this constant state of alert, and it's also braced. It's waiting for danger. It's hyper alert. So as a result of that, you've got blood flow going into your muscles and your tissues. And what it's doing is actually reducing your body's natural healing process. It's slowing all of that down. So that's something that we really want to consider, because when we are stressed, we're not able to repair and recuperate so well. It really affects our immune response. However, it also affects our ability to accurately sense where we move, how we stand, how our body is moving on a day-to-day basis. This is known as proprioception. And so it means that our body is starting to become very guarded and very inefficient with its movements because it's again on alert the whole time. So this is really where Total Somatics will come in to help you in this situation, because through pandiculation, I will teach you how to release that chronic muscular tension at a brain level, something that stretching can't do. Stretching is a very temporary solution. It doesn't change the way that your brain communicates to your muscles. So when we're using slow, mindful movements, we're creating something called neuroplastic change. It's incredible. So we're changing the wiring and the makeup within your brain. And when we're doing that, we're literally changing your brain's design, your brain's landscape. So we're rewiring your brain to create a calmer mind, which is then going to have an influence on the rest of our body. And this is where, when we combine clinical somatic movement, which I teach in Total Somatics, as well as somatic breathing techniques, we start to shift and change the state of our nervous system. We create greater bandwidth, resilience, capacity, flexibility, all these wonderful expressions, but not just expressions. They're actually things that happen within our nervous system. We create all that bandwidth when we start to create a healthy Total Somatics daily practice. And this is where I'd like to invite you to consider this, because we have the choice with this to either amplify or reduce the pain. So we have the choice of turning that volume up to amplify the pain sensitivity. So remember that stress and pain communication within our body. We can either turn it up or we can turn it down. And that's where I'm going to put an invitation out to you, because if you're listening to this in October 2025, I will be holding a workshop over the weekend of the 25th and the 26th of October 2025. It's going to be an online immersive workshop, which means wherever you are in the world, you can come in and join me live. If you can't watch live, you get the opportunity to watch the replay. However, I do encourage people to come in live, because that's really where I can answer your questions. We can deliver exactly what is needed on that day for whoever's in that group. So if you would like to join me for that immersive workshop, either live or you can watch the replay, if you go to totalsomatics.com/workshops, you'll see all the details there and how you can register. If you're listening to this episode after October 2025, you still have the opportunity to benefit from that workshop. If you go to totalsomatics.com, you click on the shop page, you'll see you have the opportunity to actually purchase that workshop, which is Regulate Your Nervous System and Release Muscular Tension. It's a really, really important technique and skills to have. So that's why I want to ensure that if you're listening to this after October 2025, you have that opportunity too. But the biggest bonus of all is if you are within the Total Somatics online membership, you will have access to this within the membership. So again, after the live event, and all members will be given the complimentary access for that live event. But if you're unable to watch that live, you will be able to access that within the Total Somatics online membership. So everybody gets the opportunity to experience these powerful skills to reset our nervous system. And really, the important thing is to learn daily techniques and skills to continue to regulate our nervous system and release muscular tension, because our nervous system is fluctuating throughout the day. And when we have those skills and we can tap into them, that's when we really create flexibility and bandwidth and capacity within our beautiful nervous system. So until next time, I'm going to send you all my love and all my very best wishes. Take care. Bye.
Thank you for joining me today. If you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating and also forward this on to somebody you know will benefit. To learn more about pain relief, plus how to improve your health and well-being, go to totalsomatics.com. Until next time, take care.